I've been a huge supporter of law enforcement throughout the majority of my life. We know a lot of people that are in law enforcement, they're first responders. We've trained with a lot of them, and as we've gotten to know them through training, and I've got to spend time, like I go ride along with them. So we go out on the street, go on calls together, and I'll also watch a lot of videos. I watch a lot of interactions between law enforcement and particularly untrained law enforcement that go up against somebody that they have to in the community when something gets physical. And everybody that's in law enforcement, every police officer on the planet, they need jiu-jitsu. Not only will it give them the tools, what people don't talk about these kind of tools is there's times when you don't need to use the amount of force that you just did against somebody, and you used too much force, and usually that's because you don't have any tools, you lack confidence and lack training, so you just dump somebody on their face. You don't need to do that. And then the other side of it is when somebody comes after you and they attack you and they try to grab your gun, they try to grab the tools that you have, you need to know how to protect those things. So every law enforcement officer on the planet needs jiu-jitsu. I wish every one of them, that every department would train for them and pay for them to get at least to the blue belt level, because it makes a difference on the streets. We have students here that have had people grab for their guns and try to take their weapons and try to harm them and try to kill them, and they have been able to get home safe to their families, and that's a super huge important thing for us here. As we've gotten to know a lot of our students who are law enforcement and police officers here, and they share with us how much training they don't get with combatives and arrest control and just physical interaction with people. It's really surprising. They get anywhere from 4 to 8 to maybe 12 hours a year. And how are you going to retain that? How are you going to remember what you learned a year ago for a half day on a Saturday when your life's on the line out there? And again, I go to two things. There's a lot of law enforcement's under attack right now. They're under a microscope. Everybody's looking at, did they use too much force? And we're seeing that a lot right now. When you have tools and you know how to escalate them, how to control that amount of force and technique that you're going to put on somebody. Not only are you going to keep yourself safer, but you're going to keep somebody that is resisting arrest safer. They're going to get detained and taken to where they need to go safer than they would have been compared to another officer who didn't have jiu-jitsu training.